I chose UTM because they were the only school that I found that had a Bachelor of Fine Arts for theater, and I didn't want to do the general course sort of BA sort of thing, so I wanted to come get a Bachelor in Fine Arts. And so far my experience has been pretty good. We only have about 4 professors in theater, but all of them are very, very attentive. I can come to them at any time during the week and they'll drop whatever they're doing to, help me see what I need. As far as English professors and math professors, every single professor I've had outside of my major has been more than helpful. They've kept their office hours open. I've always been able to come to them. And in a place like UT Knoxville, and I'm from Knoxville, you wouldn't have been able to do that. The classes are so large, hundreds of kids in each class, and you just don't get the personal attention there. I think that's what makes it so attractive, is that it's so personal, and you can go to any professor and know that you're going to get a quality education, and not only on an educational level, but on a more personal level, which makes it all the more rich. It's not very hard to get integrated here on campus. As a freshman, it was very easy for me to find something to do. My RAs always helped me out, pointed me to wherever. Students are not shy about coming up to you in a lunchroom if they see you eating by yourself and saying, "Hi, my name is so-and-so," and inviting you to whatever. The first friend that came up to me, her name was Bethany, and she invited me to the BCM. And the BCM, it's a Baptist church ministry, and it's this wonderful place where you can go and you can play video games, you can go socialize. They have things called noon days where they come and churches from all over bring free food like fried chicken and homemade soups and cakes, and it's a college student's dream, actually. My boyfriend's involved in Greek life. I'm not so much into the sorority thing myself, but being involved with a fraternity is a lot of fun, and you meet so many people, you go to so many functions, and you do so many different things, and it keeps you constantly busy. Theater keeps me busy a lot too, and that's a really good thing about being in this theater program, is we welcome all majors. So you meet a lot of really nice people who want to act but don't necessarily want to do it for the rest of their life. There's always something to do, whether a fraternity or a sorority is holding a function, or football games, or dance competitions, what have you. There's so much going on in every department. My favorite thing to do outside of class is anything but studying. I like to get my friends together, and I like to do board games. Board games is a big thing with me and my friends. Basically, I just really love to hang out with friends. I don't like the partying so much. That's not really where my interests lie, but I really like hanging out with a close-knit of friends. Going to the Dragon Buffet and getting a $3 meal, all you can eat, that's always good. Going to Jackson, since it's only 45 minutes away. Martin's really, really small and doesn't have a lot of shopping or restaurants or anything like that. So going to Jackson, it's not too far away, and you can still hang out, and there's lots of really good food there, and there's a mall there. I mean, it's a small mall, but it's something to do. A lot of people say that living in the dorms isn't very comfortable, but my experience in the dorms has been nothing but good. I live with a roommate, and it does get a little crowded because it is a little small, but as long as you keep your room pretty minimal and your clutter down to a, very small amount, then it's okay. The key factor with living with my roommate was communication, and that sounds a little kitschy. You hear that all the time, but it really is true. You talk about what you don't like, what you do like. If you do have a problem, don't be afraid to say, hey, don't leave the light on at 3 o'clock in the morning, because if you don't say it, they're never going to know. And other than that, it's really been wonderful. Anything that needed fixed, I report it, and it's fixed within the next week. I don't have to pay utilities, I don't have to pay rent, I pay a one-time flat fee, and I have the semester covered. And it's always warm. Sometimes it gets a little hot, I'm not gonna lie. It does get a little warm in the winter times, but that's easily remedied by opening the window. And it's And all around, it's a really good experience. You have RAs, and when I was a freshman, my RA was always there to talk to me. I got really homesick because I lived 360 miles away from my mom, and I could always go to my RA and I could always talk to her about it. And she always made me feel so much better. And I remember she got me a candy bar one time because I was just so sad and I just missed my mom so much. And she went down to the vending machines and bought me a candy bar. And they're always there, and they're always doing something with the other RAs, putting together programs, and there's a lot of things to do to sort of acquaint yourself with the people that you live with. I've lived in a small town ever since I was in the 8th grade, so I'm pretty accustomed to the small town living, but when I moved to Knoxville, and that's a rather large town, so when I came back to a small town, it was a little overwhelming in the sense that I found there wasn't a lot to do unless I really went out and looked for it. There isn't much in Martin. There's a few restaurants. One of the main restaurants is Mexican. There's Walmart. People make 3 o'clock trips to Walmart in the morning and goof off. There's surrounding places like Union City. You can go to Paducah, which is about 30 to 45 minutes away. You can go to Jackson. There's surrounding cities, and it does take a car to get there. So if you have a car, which I don't, you should probably, get buddy-buddy with someone who does and make a trip up there, and it makes life a whole lot more bearable. My mom dropped out of high school when she was a junior, and my father dropped out when he was a senior, and they both went to Texas Aerospace. My mom wanted to be an archaeologist all her life, but she went off and she went to Texas Aerospace, and both of them became sheet metalists, which is basically the equivalent to a mechanic for airplanes. My father made $50 an hour, and my mother made about $40 to $45 an hour. And as she got older, her body started to turn on her, and now she's making $9 an hour. So all my life, she always stressed to me, Elizabeth, education is the most important thing. So I've been driven to go to college since the beginning of my time. Unfortunately, nobody knew how to get the money for me to go to college, how to apply to college. So I ended up taking a year off. A lot of people told me they were skeptical about me coming back to school because a lot of people take a year off and then they don't come back. But as long as you're driven, you can always get to college. If you want to be there, you will be there. I took the year off and I found people who knew how to fill out a FAFSA form. I'd never heard of that in my life. I found out how to fill out the FAFSA. I filled it out. I got a full ride to college because of my family's financial state. Now that I'm here in college, I'm more motivated than I have ever been. The atmosphere is just what I needed. I don't let anything get in the way of my educational studies, and I'm doing really well. I'm making a 3.7 GPA, and I'm going to college completely free. I do take out loans to live comfortably, so I don't have to get a job, and I can concentrate on having a full college life socially and educationally. And I can concentrate on things in theater as well. I just want to make a personal testament that if you want to be at college, you can be at college. It doesn't matter if it takes you 5 or 20 years to get there. If you're determined, you'll be there.